Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the episode of Just Say Guay. I'm your host, George Guay. Today I'm joined by Chris Lanzilli, who's a third baseman for the Wake Forest baseball team. Chris, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so it's been about a year and a half since I last saw you with my internship with the Mariners. You were playing summer baseball in Harwich. Fill me in. What's going on with you?
Just obviously started the season and working hard every day to try to play my best and it's obviously a big year and in a year we have to stay safe as a team and we don't get any games canceled or anything and we've got a lot at stake right now. So it's definitely a very important year.
Yeah, it's definitely awesome that all sports are a go in the spring for college. So let's backtrack a bit. Take us back to where you're from and what was the baseball culture like there growing up?
Yeah, I'm from Stoneham, Massachusetts. Baseball culture was starting at Little League. It was pretty awesome. We took it very seriously, and we never took it for granted. Really, a lot of our coaches put a ton of time in, and my dad was one of them. He was coaching a lot of kids at that age, and his baseball background was pretty good, but it wasn't he never played at a top level. He never had the opportunity, and he just kind of taught the mental part of the game and how to be gritty, how to be a hardworking guy, and he's where it really all started. And another man I'd like to mention is Tim Finn. He was my little league coach. He helped me start it all up, and then after little league, went to went to Stone Middle School, but then we didn't have baseball there, so it was just playing in AAU leagues since then. Then went to Dexter School. Dan Donato coached me. He was an awesome coach. He was another guy that just kind of taught me grit and taught me hard work. His family's big sports family, and he also, I mean, he taught me plenty of skills in the game as well. But the most part for the people that I grew up with just taught me kind of the grit and the hard working part of the game, as I mentioned. So that's where I come from.
Yeah, so I'm from Bedford, which is right down the road from Stoneham.
Yeah.
Um, I got to ask, did the Red Sox play a factor in motivating you playing baseball? I know it's, seeing four World Series championships in your life. Did that, really make you want to take the next level? Did it make you enjoy baseball more at all, or not really?
Yeah, it definitely did. I mean, we've been spoiled with our sports in New England, especially the Boston area, with how many championships we've grown up with. But I've always been a diehard Red Sox fan. I worked at Fenway in high school. Um, I just wanted to watch the game, so I got a small job there and just enjoyed that and um, always enjoyed the Red Sox. Just yeah, I'd say they were a little bit motivating to me, and I mean, it would be a dream to play on that field one day. Um, but yeah, um, all in all, yeah, we've just been spoiled with the sports we've been able to watch as Boston sports fans, and I think it would motivate anybody to wanna be a professional in the city.
Now, do you have a favorite particular memory with the Red Sox? I mean, I know there's been so many growing up, but did one really stick out to you? I know that the championships have really
Uh,
been different.
this is just a random memory. It's not a big time memory that people would be crazy about. Boston sports teams would be crazy about, but it was one at bat that I was working the game in Mookie Betts. I believe it was like a 13 pitch at bat, and he ended up hitting either a home run or a grand slam. It was fired everybody up. It was just one of the most electric I've seen Fenway Park, and it was a cool atmosphere. So it was something that I'll always remember. He just kept fouling pitches off. I think it was a 3-2 count, and it was one of the best at bats I've ever seen in my life. So something small, but I remember it forever.
Yeah, for sure. Something that I have to go with. I think it's Ortiz's home run against Detroit.
With the police officer lifting
Yeah,
his
and the Boston Strong behind it that year. And I think the reason why was because my family's Canadian, French Canadian, and we were celebrating Canadian Thanksgiving up in Montreal. And I was at my dad's cousin's house, and they don't care about baseball at all. It's hockey, hockey, hockey. And
right.
I was just, really all in trying to find someone who could help me put the game on because they didn't get the channel. We found it finally, and it's definitely one of those where were you moments with the Red Sox. But So I got to ask, you end up at Wake Forest. What was it like to be a Division I recruit? Was because I noticed it with colleges, some kind of extend yourselves out uh, each more than other schools. Did any schools recruit you more aggressively than Wake Forest?
Yeah, well, Wake was just so this is I was actually the stories I was at Northeastern University and I was pitching against my brother's team. I had been talking to Wake a little bit before and was pitching in a scrimmage against my brother's team at Northeastern and this was sophomore year of high school. And the game didn't matter, nothing. I was just trying to throw as hard as I could. Was kind of wrapping up my pitching career, and ended up popping my elbow, tearing my UCL. Um, ended up getting Tommy John, not long after. And about 2 days after I get the surgery, maybe 3 or 4 days after I get the surgery, I went down to Wake Forest and kind of fell in love with everything I saw. Um, Coaches were awesome. Obviously, the academics are second to none, and the baseball was somewhere I could develop, somewhere I could have fun, somewhere I could play as a freshman, and it was kind of a no brainer. And ended up committing on the spot. I was in my sling. The little it was actually the robotic arm. It looked like from the Tommy John surgery, and yeah, so that was kind of the Wake was definitely the biggest one, and the one that I kind of just didn't even think about. It was just something that I saw everything I needed to see and heard everything I needed to hear, and it was a decision I don't regret.
Well, it's definitely worked out. And you mentioned playing right away. You were on the freshman All American team. You make the ACC team, All ACC team a year later. Sorry. And I was wondering, how do you not get caught up in that and want to improve more and keep making those type of teams?
Yeah, I don't really think about that. I just think about continuing to get better, and my goal is not anything short term. I want to play a long career, and I want to exceed anybody's expectations. So I uh, I definitely don't get caught up in it at all.
Okay, so after a few seasons at Wake Forest, you end up in the Cape Cod Baseball League. Do you ever, when you're on those fields, do you think about who's played there before? Especially at your position. I know he played in Chatham, but a star like Evan Longoria, he played in that same spot that you did. Did that ever stick out to you?
Yeah, I mean, you always hear about when I was little. I had never really gone to a Cape Cod game, but I always heard all these good players played there, and to get the opportunity to play there was just unbelievable, and it was the best summer of my life. It was awesome. Yeah, I'm just thinking about some of the guys that played in my position. It was just something that I could never take for granted, and I'll always look back on. It was just, as I said, it was just an unbelievable opportunity. And I hope to be one of those guys that kids are able to look back on and say he played in that position, and just want to continue to get better in that way.
For sure. One of the things, I enjoyed about working with the Cape League, and, you mentioned it was one of the best summers of your life. Everyone seemed happy there all the time, especially the players, the people who run the team, the people who work there, just top down. Everyone's having a great time. So I got to talk about the 18 inning game that you played in. Um, that was at the end of the season during the playoffs. And the reason why is because I was actually not at that game. And the reason why is because I told Mary Henderson that I will not be here at this time of the season, no matter how far it goes, because I'm going to Toronto to see family.
Right.
And the first game I missed was the 18 inning game. What was that like? I mean, because I was getting texts from everyone saying, I can't believe you, got out and missed this 18 inning game.
Honestly, I don't have a great. Was that the game that Hal hit the game-winning home run?
I think it was
I,
the game after that. I think it was against Katuitt. There was one game that went into 17 innings late in the night.
ah, I don't recall that game, honestly.
Okay, yeah. Hal's one, I believe, was the one that sent you guys to the championship.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. I mean, Hal hit a nice shot, and everybody bared down. I mean, we kept a lot of our guys. A lot of guys stayed the whole summer and stayed tough with it. Didn't let it get to let the long season get to them. So, um, I mean, we had an awesome group of guys. Honestly, we were talented. We were good group. We played well together, and that's kind of what got us to the championship. And obviously, again, Hal hit that nice shot and sent us right into it. And unfortunately, we ended up losing in the championship, but it was a really good run.
Yeah, it was a great run and definitely awesome to witness it. So, what I liked about that team was that everyone was so close together. So, what is the key to that making it happen in terms of coming close together? Given the fact that you guys end your seasons in college, and then before you know it, you're at Cape Cod and have new teammates, new coaches. How do you guys make it work so fast?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't always work that fast. It's just, I think it just reflects on the group of guys that we did have. We had really good guys, and not a lot of people are able to say that. So, I mean, I think that's what kind of just made us come together so fast. What made us play together so easily, and that's not even to mention the talent that we had. So it was definitely something special, and yeah, it was really awesome.
Yeah, for sure. So, taking me through also what this past year has been like. Since the Cape League, the season shuts down last year. You guys go home as an upperclassman and as someone that's looked at as a leader now. How do you keep guys motivated and on track to stay ready for a season, even during times last year where there's no guarantee a season would happen?
Um, are you talking about like when the season got canceled last year?
Yeah, and just coming into this season, you're looked at as an
Oh, okay, yeah.
upperclassman.
So yeah, obviously it was absolutely devastating last year. It was 17 or 18 games in for us last year, and obviously for everybody else in the country. But just really confusing. Nobody knew what was going to happen, and coming into this year, um, I think we felt pretty confident that we were going to be able to play all the games and not really have what happened last year happen to us. But we kind of settled as a team and made an agreement. We're not going to put ourselves at risk. We're going to kind of just stay in our rooms and do everything we can. And mental health comes into that as well. When you're not seeing people a ton and when you're not doing a lot of things off the baseball field, but so we just kind of try to keep a medium with that. We try to stay away from COVID, but also stay happy people. But we're doing our best, and honestly, the young guys are handling it a lot better than I would, and that's something that's can't go unrecognized. So we appreciate them, and yeah, it's a tough season. Can't not think that there aren't going to be games canceled. I mean, people are probably going to get COVID on multiple teams, and we just got to keep as many people away from that as possible, keep as many people safe, and hopefully the season continues no matter what. But I definitely think that we'll be able to finish it at least 50 games. So I think we'll be pretty fine with that, and along with all the other teams in the country.
Yeah, for sure. So in order for that to happen, you have to have a good support system at the school, good staff, good facilities. Can you elaborate on how the resources at your school are allowing you guys to perform at a high level and be ready for whatever comes?
Yeah, I mean Wake Forest is they're very cautious. They're handling it as well as can be. They're giving us resources. They're letting us have our specific times at the field. They're having us, you know, we're not the athletes are able to get their meals in a certain way and do things in a specific way to stay away from other people. And they've been keeping us safe, and it's something that we're going to thank them at the end when we're able to play the full season and not get anything canceled. So um, yeah, I mean our training staff has just been handling it really well, and we've everybody's been being tested at least one or two times a week. So can't really handle it any better than that. COVID's a really tricky thing.
Yeah, it's definitely something that you guys are handling well, and the school's doing their best to, make it work. But, does it bother you knowing that Wake Forest is a big school and that, you're going to be interacting with kids that might not follow the rules as well?
Yeah, well, fortunately, a lot of classes are online, and we're not interacting with too many of the kids because as I said before, we made an agreement as a team not to put ourselves at risk. stay in our rooms as much as possible, and so we fortunately we're not interacting with a lot of the kids. And honestly, I think that even the regular students are handling it pretty well. It'll be tough anywhere. COVID's obviously so transmissible, and um, hard to keep in a small group. But I think Wake has definitely been handling it as well as possible, even when it comes to regular students.
For sure. So one thing I can tell that you like about your team so far is the commitment to making it work and doing your best to make sure you're not putting yourself at risk. What else do you like about this team from a baseball standpoint this year?
Oh, I mean, this is definitely the most talented team that I've been on. I mean, we got freshmen coming out of the bullpen throwing 99. Teddy McGraw was 98, 99. I don't know if you saw uh, some of the times he's come in, but this whole, I mean, the whole team is as talented as can be. But the freshman class is just awesome. They're baseball guys. They're baseball grinders, and kind of set the tone for the whole team. And we learn a lot from them. They learn a lot from us, and we've just got talent that could take us anywhere. We got to come together as a team and make that work. And so far we haven't done as well as we could, but we're definitely making adjustments and doing what we need to do to get back in it. But yeah, it's a very exciting team. I suggest watching a little bit, at least seeing some of the talented arms and seeing some of the guys. Brock Wilkin as a freshman hitting the ball 450 feet. He's an unbelievable player. I mean, it's just awesome. It's awesome to be on the same field as these guys.
Well, it's definitely a team I'll look out for. Chris, best of luck the rest of the season to you and Wake Forest, and we'll keep in touch, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it, and good luck with you as well.
All right, have a good one, man.